back to FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. I'm Flex, and today we're diving into a full top-down analysis on Bitcoin. We'll start from the higher time frames, work our way down to the lower time frames, and check to see if we find any good setups. Now remember, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Alright guys, and before we get started with the full top-down analysis, let's start off with two wins that FlexCandle community got. We're starting off here with this cup and handle play with the measured move going to 121,255, and we actually went as high as about 122,300. So that was a big win there. And yesterday, half of this played out. So that was already a winning trade. And then from there, since it was halfway there, I was like, what can make it go up? So then on the 15-minute time frame, we found this ascending triangle that pretty much broke out the rest of the move there. So pretty much two plays for the FlexCandle community. Congratulations. Now let's start off with the full top-down analysis here. Yesterday was the weekly candle close. I would have to say we closed bullish. We're coming from a big red candle. We pretty much got a green engulfing candle. This is pretty much bullish. We are topping the stochastic. It looks like we want it to come down, and may still come down, but there's a little curvature here now, a little bit, maybe. So, you know, we have some hope that maybe we curve back up, drag here for a little bit before we actually have to come down. 21 moving averages at 103,865. Right now, the price of Bitcoin is at 119,051. So from 122 all the way back to 118 I saw earlier, you know, we got a healthy correction there. Now on the other time frames, like the 6th day, same thing, we're toppy, but now that we're a little bit zoomed in, you can see a little curvature here. One thing I'm not liking though is, look at a couple candles ago, you see this wick, meaning we can't get above this resistance. Then we fell down from it. Now we came back up, and again we got blocked. So, you know, there's a possibility that this could just continue coming down. We try to touch or get close to the 21 moving average and then bounce up. That's a possibility. You see the 5-day chart starting to see a little curve here. You know, we still have 2 days and 3 hours before this closes, so it's hard to say what's going to end up happening. Let's skip over to the 3-day chart. The 3-day chart, we're already starting to turn back up. You know, we still have 2 days and 3 hours, so, you know, this wick right now doesn't mean much until this closes. For all we know, we could probably surpass this wick. It'll be bullish on the 2-day. We are also on the way up. I just hope that does not close like this. If it closes like this means like some type of a double top here. On the 1-day chart, we went up a little bit more on the stochastics here. Now, we don't necessarily have to come all the way up, right? We could also just come straight down like how we did here. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Again, I'm not liking these wicks, but we're not too far from the 21 moving average. We just got above it. Right now, we still have about 2 hours and 43 minutes before this candle closes. So if this closes like this, to me, is not a good sign. This is like another topping tail pretty much. So let's see what ends up happening on the 22-hour chart. Stochastics say we got room to come back up. So that's what I'm hoping for. We could fill this back up and close somewhere above here. Like, we don't have to break the highs, but let's close like above 120, I would say 121. 12-hour chart, you know, we're getting double toppy here. We're getting a red engulfing candle. RSI is pointing down. 10-hour chart, I'm not liking this in the stochastics. It's pointing down. So right now, you know, we made a gigantic move yesterday. So sometimes when we go up fast, coming down is just as fast. And this is exactly what happened here. Look at this, pretty much tweezer tops from a green engulfing right back to a red engulfing, bringing you straight back down. And look at the stochastics. We have like a head and shoulders here. This could definitely come down to at least test this 21 moving average, which is at 116,809 bucks. And then, you know, maybe from there we could bounce up. Check out the 6-hour. See stochastics on the way down. After that red candle, another red candle, another red candle. We have a room for probably one more candle. Come and check these 21 averages, see how strong they are. 4-hour chart, we're already getting close to it. And what I'm not liking too is that this could end up being some type of a head and shoulder. This could be a head and shoulder right here. We come back up here, get resistance, come down. All of a sudden you have that long head, break you down. So it's important that we stay above this 21 moving average, because if this head and shoulder does end up being and we come down, we're gonna end up losing the 200 again, and we can't get above quick. Then there could be more downside, because then that means that this crazy play of a cup and handle and everything that happened was not strong enough to bring us out. See, it shot us up above the flag, but then now we're testing the bottom of the flag, of this overall flag that I have here. So we were going sideways, we fell out with that beautiful double bottom cup and handle play. Boom, we shot up the flag. We're not strong enough. We come back. Now we're checking the bottom resistance here. If this doesn't hold and we get another bottom, then and we go below this, we're probably gonna go a lot lower. I still think we're gonna hold, because this was a crazy move. I think we're just checking the bottom of this flag, and then from there maybe we play around here a little bit sideways, and then we could get a big break up. Stochastics are not that crazy on the 4-hour. On the way down, we start curving back up soon. On the 1-hour chart, stochastics are already low, but look, we lost the 21 moving average. We lost the 50. We could hold hold above this 80 moving average and show some strength, maybe this ends up being an inverted head and shoulder. Boom, we come back up with the stochastic flow. Now this is already kind of like a falling wedge, so this could at least come back up and test this resistance here, like 122 and change, 122.300. That ends up happening. But I think it's important that we get above, or at least come and test this, because then if, like I said, this all end up looking a little too head and shouldery, we really can't get above this 21 moving average. It'll be better if we get above this. If we could get above this resistance, then it's definitely not a head and shoulder pattern, but we could get a high shoulder somewhere, retest, come down. 15-minute chart, stochastics on the way up. Like I said, this could be a left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and maybe we start coming up soon from here. What I'm not liking is that we lost a 200 moving average. The stochastics on the way up, and right now, if you see this 15-minute candle is getting rejected down from the 200 moving average. So if we go lower than this wick and we can't get above this 200 moving average, more than likely, we're gonna go a little bit lower. This could round out the weakness. Maybe we come down and test 116 and change 117, roll around sideways for a little bit. And then now we got to see where it's going to be strong. Overall, right now, what I see is a possible inverted head and shoulder that could probably bring us back up. I think we could test 122. Again, I can't expect no crazy movement up unless we get above this wick over here of this topping tail, which is like 123.300 around there. If we get above that, show support, then yeah, we're gonna go up higher. We go over there and we check it, can't get above it, and we fall down, or we could come back down and touch this 50 moving average at some point, maybe a little bit higher. Overall, I'm just seeing us ranging still 110, 120 until we could get above that wick. All right, guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.